Security is not just about what we do at home, but also what we do beyond our borders. So we have agreed to do more to project stability in our neighborhood, including by training local forces. As you can see from this slide, NATO is projecting stability in many different ways and contributing to the fight against terrorism. It is a fight we have been in for over 15 years. We have 13,000 troops deployed in Afghanistan as part of our mission to train the Afghan forces from 39 NATO member countries and partner countries. They are training Afghan forces to help secure the country and deny safe haven to international terrorists. We have also started training Iraqi forces because training local forces is one of the best tools we have. Likewise, we have sent mobile training teams to Egypt, Jordan, Mauritania, Morocco, and Tunisia.
Julian Barnes, Wall Street Journal. President Trump has said, in addition to more defense spending, he wants more of a focus on counterterrorism from NATO. You and other allied officials have talked about NATO's contribution being in building partnership capacity. This report outlines a lot of different areas where you're doing training missions. What is the way forward? Is it doing more training missions, or is it doing training missions more quickly, or is it doing them in a different way to make them more effective? What is your thinking of how you're going to address this demand that NATO adapt and evolve?
It may be all three of them, and we have an open mind to how NATO can step up its efforts to fight terrorism. I think the important thing to know or to understand is that we have to do it in different ways, in different regions and in different parts of the world. And we need tailored made approaches to the different countries we are working with. We have one approach in Afghanistan, and we must not forget that Afghanistan is about fighting terrorism. The reason why we went into Afghanistan was a direct response to a terrorist attack on the United States. And the main reason why we still are in Afghanistan is to prevent Afghanistan from becoming a safe haven for international terrorists. We have 13,000 troops there. And if there's any lesson learned from Afghanistan, is that we should have started early to train local forces to build local capacity. So that's what we do in Afghanistan now. The Afghans are responsible for security in their own country themselves. We train, help, and assist them. We can not copy that, but we can get some inspiration from that when we, for instance, work in Iraq. Again, I think it's extremely important that we train local forces. When Mosul is liberated, we need some local forces to keep the territory, to stabilize the region. And as long as we don't plan to deploy our own forces, and that's not on the agenda at all, then we need local forces. We also have this concept of deployable mobile teams. So we have deployed mobile training teams from NATO to different countries in the region, and we will continue to do so. We have established a hub in the south, which can coordinate more activities. And of course, we can also do more when it comes to just helping to build defense institutions. Because it's not sufficient to train troops if you don't have defense structures, institutions that can make sure that those troops are led, coordinated in a good way. That's exactly what we are, for instance, now starting to address in Libya. So we have a wide range of possibilities. NATO is already doing a lot, and we describe all the different activities in the annual report. But I can foresee that we can actually scale up some of the activities we have, and we can also, of course, do different kinds of activities in addition.
Egyptian TV, second row.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm Magdi Youssef from the Egyptian television. Secretary General, NATO did recognize the Belgium embassy to be the link between NATO and Egypt will be present with a high level of diplomat in NATO soon. How this will change the cooperation between NATO and Egypt, and is there any talk between NATO and Egypt to work together in Libya? Thank you very much.
I welcome very much that Egypt is establishing a mission to NATO and will appoint an ambassador to NATO. That will strengthen the cooperation, the partnership between NATO and Egypt. I recently met with the Egyptian foreign minister. We had a good and constructive meeting. NATO is working with Egypt in different ways. We have, for instance, deployed our mobile training team to Egypt. We are working with Egypt to increase interoperability. And of course, when I met with the foreign minister, we also discussed the situation in Libya. And of course, Egypt being so close, key nation, I expressed from the NATO side that we are ready to help build structures, defense institutions in Libya. But we also strongly support the UN-led efforts to try to find a negotiated political solution. So the political dialogue is an important part of the partnership, and the political dialogue will be strengthened by the new Egyptian diplomatic mission to NATO.